Hi guys, Gareth here and welcome to this Vino Plunk production. So I've tried to record this video several times over the last 3 days, believe it or not. I think I'm up to my 30th take of this video now, and it's getting kind of ridiculous. So much so that I have a cup of milk to drink during this video. I also have the milk carton up with me, so I can re-pour myself out another drink of milk if I need to while I record this video, because this video I'm going to get done right now because it's getting kind of ridiculous. So when I first recorded this video 3 days ago, the first take of this video rather, I recorded it saying there's going to be two outcomes to this video. Those two outcomes were either going to be I stay on YouTube or I leave YouTube. And when I say leave YouTube, I mean turn my back, go away from YouTube, as in uploading to YouTube, and never come back again. That would be it. No hiatus, no nothing, gone. And if I'm being completely honest, 2 days ago, that was going to be my decision. I was going to leave YouTube. I was going to turn my back on YouTube and go. However, some things have happened over the last couple of days that have made me change that decision somewhat, to a certain extent. I've changed my decision to a certain extent. 2 seconds, put that book over there before I get distracted. That will turn up in this video later on, because I'm going to talk about this and some other. This isn't a film SLR camera. I'll be talking about that later on. However, over the last few days, some things have happened to change my mind. The main thing that has happened to change my mind is I've had 3 comments on some videos, random videos to be honest, as some people who I used to interact with and used to comment on my videos on a regular basis coming back out of the woodwork and saying, "Oh, hi there Gareth, and it's been a while, I'm glad to see you're still uploading videos." That, I have to say, warms my heart a lot, to be honest, and goes a long way to me staying on YouTube, to be completely honest. Because to be completely honest, I keep saying that, I didn't think anybody cared about me on YouTube. In fact, I thought everyone just wanted to shit upon me from a very high height, and I had a severe existential crisis when it came to YouTube and where I was with YouTube, what I was doing with YouTube, what YouTube meant to me. I'm fast approaching my 10th year anniversary on YouTube. Now, I made my account in 2006, like a lot of people did when Google took over, or bought YouTube rather, from the people who owned it originally, although those people were then brought on board when Google, they sort of merged together, I suppose, although Google did pay them a hell of a lot of money and they are very rich as a result of it. But the people who founded YouTube did come on as Google employees when Google bought YouTube. But nonetheless, if you don't know, YouTube actually started as a dating website, as one of the first dating websites to actually offer video introductions to the dating website space. However, there are reasons behind it, but let's just say hosting those videos became very expensive and they didn't know how to do it, and Google came along and bought YouTube and didn't really feel there was money in the dating scene, the dating website scene, plus there was a lot of competitors to that, so they decided to start up YouTube as a video hosting platform, and that's where YouTube started. I actively started uploading on the 11th of May 2008. I was saying 2018. 2008. The 11th of May 2008 was when I uploaded my very first video. The next 5 years on YouTube after that were incredible. To be completely honest, they were incredible. I had a community of people I used to interact with and speak to on a daily basis. When Twitter became a major thing, I spoke to a lot of those people on Twitter, and it was just all part of a community. However, Like with anything, good things don't last, to be honest. And those people went about their separate lives. I'm talking the likes of Fergmeister, DVDM, It Gerlach Ragdoll. Who else did I speak to fairly regularly? I mean, I didn't speak to her personally, but I knew of Mad Puppet Death. In fact, I think she was a friend of It Gerlach Ragdoll. Who else? There were many people that I used to speak to on a regular basis on Twitter and interact with these people on a regular basis. Even the most humbling thing that's ever happened to me is DVDM with her 5,000 to 7,000 subscribers. She had at one point turnaround on Twitter to me and said, "Oh, I'm not following you on Twitter. Oh, I fixed that now." And then she started following me on Twitter, and she was a far, far bigger YouTuber than I ever was, and it was just a humbling experience for someone that big to recognise who I was and to be like, "Oh, I'm not following you on Twitter," and that she hadn't subscribed to me, and she didn't subscribe to me, and those were the days. But all of those people had different reasons, I'm sure, for leaving YouTube, and they did so. They all left YouTube, and there was some of us left behind. It was around that time that I decided to change up my content and start doing vlogs. So for 4 or 5 years, I was doing TFAC, Time for a Cuppa. Some of you guys know this, but I'll say it again. But this time last year, I privated a lot of my videos because I got paranoid, to be completely honest with you. I got a tip-off, shall we say, that those videos could be used against me in the long run. So I decided to private a lot of my videos, and I did actually unlist every single one of my videos at one point. I then relisted them all again. But then as of August last year, or just before August of last year, I decided to private every single one of my videos on this channel and then go over to a separate channel for a bit and blah blah blah. Then came back to this channel because I gained 30 subscribers. But over the last, I would say, year, maybe 2 years, I've been seriously questioning what YouTube now means to me. YouTube isn't as fun as it used to be in any way, shape or form. YouTube is hypocritical. YouTube is a fickle beast. YouTube isn't a pleasant place anymore. It is full of people hiding behind anonymity, thinking they can shit upon other people because of that anonymity. I watched a 70-year-old girl who's a wrestling fan on YouTube basically come out with a video to say to people, stop hating upon me. Just because I'm a female doesn't mean I can't like wrestling. And that really did just put my value, what's the word I'm looking for? It just, my value in human nature at that point went way, way down. I just thought, how can you shit upon a 70-year-old girl just because she likes wrestling? She did a video commenting on the Roman Reigns vs Undertaker match that was at last WrestleMania. And that was her last video. I'm pretty damn certain that was her last video. The last video she did was 10 months ago. And I think the reason for that is haters. There are other channels I've watched over the last couple of days. I've discovered a few channels over the last couple of days / weeks. And I've gone to see if they have any recent videos on their channel and then discover their most up-to-date video, which is like 2 months old at this point, is of them basically going on camera saying, nope, I'm leaving YouTube because of the haters. YouTube has a systemic problem that I don't think the CEO of YouTube is helping to a certain extent. And with policy changes and with everything else that happens with Google, with Google Plus integration and everything else that's happening with YouTube, it's It's a shit show. To be completely honest with you, it's incredibly easy now to create another account when someone blocks your previous account. It used to be hard. It didn't used to be easy just to create another account and then, start trolling people. It's only because of the Google Plus integration that's now incredibly easy to create another account, and then away you go, you can start trolling that person again. And it's all these things combined that have made me strongly consider whether YouTube is the place for me. However, having said all that, as I said at the beginning of this video, it's people like Suicidal Impulse that commented on a video of mine yesterday or the day before saying, oh, I remember you back when you were Plonker 88, it's good to see you're still around, blah, blah, blah. It's people like that that make me want to come back to YouTube to a certain extent, because I have taken a 2-3 week break, to be honest, just to think about things and think about where I am with YouTube and where I'm going with YouTube, that sort of stuff. But I actually strongly considered just not uploading a video saying I was going, just simply leaving YouTube, and that would be it. Occasionally I'd get someone comment on my video saying, oh, well, where have you gone, sort of thing, and I'd say to them, and I'd be like, oh, that's a shame. One thing I will say, and this is the person I am, this is my character, is I've had a couple of people over the years say to me, oh, don't go because we like your content, all that kind of stuff. I'll tell you here and now, that's more likely to make me go, to be completely honest, because whenever someone tells me, I say, oh, I like your content, sorry, I don't have I don't hold my content in the highest regard, which is probably very surprising for some people to say, but my self-worth / confidence when it comes to doing videos is in the trash right now. It has been for quite some time, and I think some people might see that as evidence, and making YouTube videos has become a chore. Now, I think that is a systemic problem with what's been going on for me for quite some time. And YouTube isn't just a problem in terms of uploading. YouTube is a problem with me when it comes to consuming. And I think I'm going to take a number of days, probably next week, because this week is a bit hectic when it comes to work, and all I've wanted to do is come back home and shrivel into a ball and go to sleep, because we've been incredibly short-staffed on our shift this week, and as a result, I've pulled my weight and helped out, if you know what I mean. So now that this week is over, next week should return to some sort of normality, I'm going to take some time and go through my subscription list. And I'm going to start unsubscribing to channels I don't watch, and I'm going to make sure my sub box becomes a sub box I want to watch, I want to interact with, I want to, on a daily basis, go into and scroll through and watch videos, and not just simply randomly jump around YouTube and all that kind of stuff. I want to culture and curate my subscription box the way it used to be. Also, upon that subject, as I've said in many videos before, and if I haven't said it, I'll say again, YouTube has become a distraction to me and has distracted me from playing games, from watching movies. And if I look at my decline in the, if I look at my decline in my enthusiasm for YouTube, it's part and parcel with my not watching movies, not playing games, not interacting with things that used to bring me joy. I don't think I've watched a movie in over a year, and watching a movie at this point is a daunting prospect. It sounds really strange to say, but watching a movie right now is a daunting prospect, and I don't know where to begin. I literally don't know where to begin when it comes to watching a movie, watching a TV show. I don't know where to begin. I really don't know where to begin. Everything is just daunting to me at the moment, and I don't know why. To be completely honest with you, I don't know why. And I sort of need to get my arse into gear and start doing these things. What I'm trying to say is I'm staying on YouTube, if you haven't figured that out. I'm not going anywhere. However, I do need to go away, do a few things behind the scenes, watch some stuff, basically, get my enthusiasm back for certain things, and then come back with videos based upon those things. So, right next to me, I've got the stack of Game of Thrones. I did actually finally collect all of Game of Thrones so far. So that's all 7 seasons of Game of Thrones on Blu-ray right there. And in fact, 2 days ago, yesterday, whenever it was, this arrived in the post, which is a repurchase, and that's the Tim Burton collection on Blu-ray. And you also have arriving tomorrow, or later on today, depending on... Oh, bugger, I've lost part of my inhaler. That's brilliant. Anyway, so I also have arriving tomorrow or later on today, depending on how you consider it, because it is actually 10 to 2 on a Saturday morning right now, on Saturday the 24th of March 2018. I have the Alien Anthology on Blu-ray coming through the post as well. I also bought on eBay recently because I took down some camcorders down to CX the other day that I wasn't using. I just simply wasn't using them. On the subject of retro camcorders, actually, because there were some retro camcorders, I do have a throwback video coming at some point. So on the 11th of May 2008, I used a Sony Handycam to record me reviewing a POX unit. Now I don't know if I have that POX unit anymore, can get access to it anymore, because the cupboard they're in is bloody hard to open, to be honest. So I'll see if I can get access to that cupboard again, and I'm probably going to do a throwback video using one of my either mini DV or digital 8 camcorders. I do have a Sony Handycam digital 8 camcorder that I could use to record a video that would have the same sort of effect as that video did. So that's an idea I've got rustling around in my head, and obviously it goes without saying that if I'm going to be watching videos, there are going to be reviews coming thick and fast. In fact, I've just remembered that a year ago I started reviewing the Friday the 13th films. I got to part 4, or the final chapter as it's actually called, and I was thoroughly enjoying both watching and reviewing those. So maybe that's something I can get back onto. Also, one thing I would like to say right now is that with certain directors I have massive holes in my movie watching backlog, if you will. One of those directors is actually Tim Burton, the other director is Ridley Scott. Both those directors are probably 2 of my favourite directors of all time, and I have massive holes in what they've done, in what they've directed. So I will be rectifying that very shortly, and I'm probably going to be watching a lot of movies over the next little while. Plus I have a massive hole in the whole MCU and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. So that I need filling. Plus I've got The Sopranos on Blu-ray to watch. I've got Game of Thrones. I've got to get my ass into some sort of gear when it comes to all of this, to be completely honest. Plus I've got the rest of Punisher and Jessica Jones season 2 to watch on Netflix, plus Stranger Things at some point, seasons 1 and 2, and I think season 3 is probably on the horizon very shortly. So yeah, I've got a lot of shit to get through, but that means there's going to be a lot of content, because, you know, I've got 7 seasons of Game of Thrones, I've seen all of these movies on here. Oh no, I haven't seen Mars Attacks. That could be a good thing to review, because I've never seen Mars Attacks. So maybe at some point I'll review Mars Attacks. But there's going to be a lot of reviews going up to this channel of a lot of movies and stuff like that. I do have a couple of fun videos coming up shortly on some retro bits of tech. Also, on the subject of retro bits of tech, I did show off this briefly earlier when I was playing around with it. I have a brain fart. I've bought I'm going to be buying, should I say, a cheap, air quotes, DSLR camera, so I can actually get back into digital photography, and I'm actually thinking of, not next month, maybe the month after, of buying the necessary things I need to develop 35mm film, so I can actually do that without spending an arm and a leg, and then scan the negatives into a computer, and then, you know, do it that way, because I want to get into film photography. The problem with film photography is it's expensive to develop film. Film itself isn't that bad, because you can get 5 rolls of expired film for about a tenner, to be honest, which isn't bad. It's just developing the film. So that's something else that's going to be coming very shortly. Well, not very shortly, but in the next week or so, as I'm going to be showing off the camera I'll be buying, or will be buying when it arrives, and I'll also be showing off, you know, digital photography. Plus the camera I'm buying comes with both a brain fart. Major brain fart. It comes with both a kit lens and a zoom lens in there, so that's going to be very interesting. And the camera I've picked out, shall we say, is a entry-level camera, DSLR camera, but it has some prosumer features on it, like a top deck LCD and stuff like that. It was released in 2006, which is quite a long time ago, but it's good for, you know, just getting out there and taking some pictures. Anyway guys, this video has been rather long, but hopefully you guys now understand where I stand with things, and, you know, just, you know, I need to get some things straight, and once those things are straight, you'll start seeing videos coming back very soon. You know the spiel, guys. I don't often do my full spiel anymore, but let's do it for old time's sake, shall we? If you could, for me, guys, leave me a like or a dislike on this video, depending on your feelings. If your feelings are more complicated, or if you wish to have a discussion with me or somebody else, then please pop a comment down into the comment section down below. As I do like to say, YouTube is a social media platform. Let's make it social. Let's take it back from the trolls. And if you haven't already, you can stick around by pressing the subscribe button. It's big, it's red, it's free. Do it! If you want to stay up to date with what I do, then please hit the bell icon. Make sure the quotations are around it, and you'll receive a notification to your device of choice every time I upload a video. And as always, guys, you've been a very supportive and patient audience. And until next time, please take care and enjoy the rest of your day. Cheerio.